This is my Ellen Marsh wig. Do you like it? I'm obsessed with Ellen. We're basically sisters. Pockets. Welcome back to Peaches Teaches, the show I teach everybody tuning in each episode how to do just about anything. This hair, first things first, this hair is everything on me, bitch. And this is my go-to red lipstick. It's Revlon Fabulousness. In today's episode, I was going to save this for a whole nother cooking show that I plan to do in the future, but I just couldn't wait. I have the ingredients. I'm doing light activities right now, and cooking is a light activity. So we are going to make lasagna. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to make lasagna. Yeah. So here you will need lasagna noodles, ricotta. I'm using pizza blend. All of my lasagnas are always different because last time I did mozzarella, fontanella, goat cheese, and ricotta. Okay. But this has mozzarella in it too. This has mozzarella, smoked provolone, romano, and parmesan. This sauce is Del Grosso is the sauce brand, but I'm going to doctor it up with some Italian seasoning. Get a large pot going for your lasagna noodles. And look at this. I am so obsessed with this. I had some Amazon gift cards from Christmas I had to spend, and I got this for an amazing deal. It's the seasoning. Hold on, get this right, and don't catch yourself on fire, dear Lord. It's the seasonings of the seasons. Some pepper. Paprika, because I put this in almost everything I make. And instead of regular salt, I'm going to do some garlic salt. Probably about a teaspoon of garlic for this whole sauce, because, I know it's mainly a joke when people say, oh, when it says put garlic in it, when it says 1 clove, I put 6 or 4. You ruin your food. You could always tell, this is going to be... A lot of Italian food does have garlic in it. But you could tell someone isn't Italian in making Italian food because of the amount of fucking garlic that gets put into something. And usually, I would put that in a saucepan and heat it up. But the sauce is going in the oven, which you want to preheat your oven to 350. So this is my own little tip and trick I do. I like to cook the ricotta with the meat, but I get the meat cooked first. I had a brain fart last night. It's a good thing I didn't season this into taco meat. I started frying this up, but we were having chicken tacos last night. So I'm like, all right, I'll pre-fry the meat for the Peaches Teaches. Italian seasoning, garlic salt, pepper is all that's in here. Very scrumptious. I'm going to get a spoon and scoop out my ricotta. You could put as much ricotta as you want, but I would at least use 1 cup or 1 1/4 cup per piece of ricotta. Just fell in the fucking water. 1 1/4 cup of ricotta per pound. But you could use as much as you want. I definitely got more going on here. So now I'm just going to throw in the meat. Even if dumbass Republicans find this threatening, I mean, I know I'm a bad bitch, but you don't have to be scared of me to the point where you're trying to fucking take away my existence and laws. Making laws against somebody. How is there not a bill against discriminatory bills? The minute a politician tries to put a bill out that stops a trans person from transitioning, how are they not immediately removed from office for literally trying to be an evil fucking villain? Oh my gosh. I cannot believe it's still a thing. Like, leave us the fuck alone. Let us exist. Ugh. And then I'm gonna get a little nibble nibble crunch to see if this needs any more flavor. Because I added ricotta, I'm gonna add some more garlic powder instead of salt because I don't want it to be too salty. So we can turn the meat off. I can't believe this still isn't fucking boiling. I should have done that to begin with. Lids make bubbles happen faster because it keeps it from, you get it, steam. So, if you want measurements, I would say a pound of beef, but this is meatloaf mix. But use whatever meat you want. You could even use mushrooms. I want to make a mushroom lasagna so bad. Mom keeps putting it off because she doesn't think it's going to be that good, but it's like, we both like mushrooms. I know she likes mushrooms. It's going to be fucking good. Anyway. It's meatloaf mix. So not only is there beef, but there is pork. I know, haram. But sausage has pork in it. And I do like pork, so I'm going to eat it. Certain things don't always agree with me, or if I eat pork too much, it's like, calm down. This is actually a steamer. I made dumplings in it the other night. That scared the ever-loving shit out of me. I'm coating this with some olive oil spray. I know that dude on TikTok's like, you spraying butane on your food. Okay. Wonderful. Our water is boiling. It's time to add our lasagna noodles. I just do the whole box. Now, you add salt to flavor the pasta once it's in. Now, it says you don't have to cook these, but I did because they're like, just make your lasagna how you want to. And I'm like, I do not trust you. I don't trust it. And now what you want to do with your sauce. Oh my God. I knew I was forgetting something. My apron. I already cleaned pasta stain off this from a decade ago. Did I get to wear this new apron yet? And you can move the noodles around by just easily grabbing them and flipping them. The longer they'll cook, the softer they'll get, the more delicate you'll have to be. But I don't cook them all the way. If the box says do not cook them, I still heat them up in water, but I don't cook them all the way. So pour out some sauce into the pan. You're going to want to use a spoon to then spread it all out along the bottom of the bottom and the sides of the dish you're using to make your lasagna. Now we just have to wait for the noodles. Oh, good. The noodles are done. Go ahead, turn your water off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pull out just a few at a time because I don't want them all getting hard on me in the atmosphere. I make a lot of layers with my lasagna, and I keep my lasagna simple. My aunt made a lasagna. I used to really think it was good until I made lasagna, and my dad made, lasagna was not a big thing in our family for being Italian, and my aunt's is so chunky. Big chunks of onion, big chunks of raw tomato that is cooked into it. Big chunks, chunky. And then what my dad likes to do is scramble eggs and mix it up with the ricotta, which I'm like, God damn. I do that sometime, but I'm preferring my method more. It's just so simple. It's like lasagna. The tomato is in the sauce. All right, so I can finally move this out the fucking way. We're gonna gently bring this over here. So what you do is lay down. 2, noodles. I use scissors. I then put sauce on the noodles. Spread it on top of the noodles before I start adding this. This is the equivalent of a tablespoon. And you just need about 2.5 to 3 scoops per layer. Okay. And then before we put another layer of lasagna noodles, we're going to top it with some cheese. Now, these are kind of like your guides to let you know how much noodle to cut off of your next layer. And I'm just doing 2 rows of noodle in this pan and just doing as many stacks as possible. Some people get younger me. I'm talking about younger me. I'm trying to be like, some people, you're talking about yourself. Some people wanted to make the biggest, like, here's a lasagna and it's a whole fucking tray. You're gonna need multiple boxes of lasagna noodles. You're gonna need the whole fucking tub of that. If you want like 2 to 3 times this, you're gonna need a lot of materials, okay? I'm thinking that's why, listen, it was getting up into the 40s and 50s for family dinner on Sundays. So lasagnas would have been a lot more expensive than going to get steaks on sale. My grandpa was such a fucking stickler. He stopped when my dad moved in to help take care of him because everybody else abandoned him. He was like, I'm not taking you to shop no more. And my dad was like, why? He was like, you buy the most expensive things. But no matter what the dinner was, we also had pasta or spaghetti. That's why whenever I see cooking videos, like I saw one cooking video where it was like, who the hell pairs fish with spaghetti? Italians. There are plenty of dishes with fish and red sauce. It's actually really good together. And it's like, you're going to tell me you never had shrimp cocktail with the cocktail sauce? That's like, it's similar. Oh, I almost forgot the cheese. I can't even remember what we had other times because it would just alternate back and forth between different sides. But we always had steak and we always had pasta. And I would have rather had chicken because my grandma made the best chicken. And my mom always wanted chicken instead of steak. And nobody would make it. But then my cousin gets married to this brat. That's probably why she had chicken. Because she fucking demanded it. This brat who had to have chicken all the time. So then it was like a tray of chicken started to be set out at dinner. So I was like, okay, she ain't all annoying. She was so ignorant and cold. I wanted to bring this up for a while now. I finally watched all of the Good Witch movies and finished the series. I rebuke. I was never Martha Tinsdale. Martha Tinsdale was like a bigot back in the day before she met Cassie. Like, some of the things she said was like, Martha. So I rebuke. I'm never like Martha. I'm like Abigail. I will admit that. I slip into being an Abigail, but I try to also aspire to be a Joy, but I didn't work it out in my favor. You guys, this was a show I watched growing up as a kid, and it's back now. Leverage Redemption. And Leverage, oh my God. I aspire to be Sophie Devereaux. Like, if I can't be that Cassie Nightingale, I want to be Sophie Devereaux. Seriously though, like, Gina Bauman is such an amazing actor. Like, oh my God. The whole crew, like literally, props to the whole crew. Everybody is just so amazing. But in the newest one, Sophie's definitely like the Nate this time, like the head in charge one. So they have her at the forefront. But I really noticed in season 2, they really like spread it out and was like, it's a team, you know? But my God, I freaking love Leverage so much. I hope Leverage Redemption has another season. It's on Freevee, free with commercials. So I would say go check it out. The Owl House is amazing. Oh yeah, I already talked about the Owl House. Star versus the Forces of Evil is the current show I'm watching when I'm not watching Leverage, and I'm so obsessed with Star. I'm so annoyed that I wasn't watching that when it was on TV because I was a teenager that was so obsessed with Drag Race and thinking, oh no, I don't have to do high school. One of like the many reasons in my head was like, oh, I don't need a high school degree. I'm going to be a famous drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race because of how Drag Race was the only important thing for queer people when I was growing up. We had nothing else. I haven't watched Drag Race since I did my Peach or Pit on it. And like, I was having no time to be fans of anything else or literally live my life as a human being because I was trying to support everything RuPaul's Drag Race, everything the RuPaul's Drag Race queens did. And they're kind of toxic a lot of the time. In a way, I definitely feel like trying to keep up with everything Drag Race held me back. There's so much stuff that I didn't experience because I was so held up on Drag Race as a young queer teen. I thought that was my only avenue in life. And our community preaches so much like acceptance, but it's also one of the most judgmental communities. But that doesn't mean we should get our fucking rights taken away. Like, and that's where I'm torn because I know a lot of drag queens who are toxic and very manipulative and aren't out with the best intentions. But the fact that they may be queer, because straight people do drag too, and the fact that they do drag is not the reason that they're the way they are. They're just a bad person. You know? And the type of person I am, I've been through some very serious things, and I've been through a serious thing that I haven't really told anybody about but my best friend. I can clock out when somebody's a bad apple before it's aired to the rest of the room. And I am like a target for manipulators, toxic people, just any like an abusive person. I am like a magnet to them because they see me as weak. You know, I learned a lot about dynamics when I was performing because how I look, I was treated so differently. Stupid little like really, I just kind of felt like I was just some like stupid little Italian girl. You know what I mean? Who like, oh sweetie. It was like, and I was being like gaslit into being told like, well, since you're mom's favorite now, referring to my ex-drag mom. And I'm just like, sorry, I'm just being myself. Like, and then I get cornered in the bar and I'm being told like, why can't you be yourself? Why are you so quiet all the time and so because people like you corner me in a bar and put me down. Like, what the hell? And there's just so much I haven't talked about from the drag community, but I don't want to destroy the drag community or have our rights taken away or stuff like that. So that's why I want to speak out about not only the laws they're trying to pass, like Tennessee trying to ban drag and trying to ban, they're in the process of banning people transitioning. And I want to talk about that stuff, but I also want to talk about the bad, icky side of the queer community. That doesn't mean that I think that rights should be taken away from people, because like I said, because of the fact that some of these drag artists may be queer, that has nothing to do with the fact that they were toxic to me. And the fact that they do drag doesn't mean that they're toxic, bad people either. You know? And there are amazing, wonderful, kind drag queens. But in the entertainment industry, you're going to find a lot of self-righteous, ruthless, manipulative people. I've had somebody from the Youngstown drag scene reach out to me and actually be like, well, you're making everything up. I haven't even spoken about specific details. I've just spoken about the gist of the emotional turbulence and I could almost say abuse that I dealt with there. And I had other people reach out and been like, same, but I can't leave because this is the only place I have to perform, you know? Like, I have my whole family, you know? And my family, in a way, helped me shield, because there was things that I didn't even know. I was like, push that aside, it's just your anxiety trying to make something out of nothing. And then my parents would be like, what was up with that? And I'm like, so it's not just me. And I've gotten messages from people saying, I understand exactly what you went through. I've gone through similar things. When I bring it up, they apologize and then just go back to doing it. And it's like I was saying, on one hand, I was treated like, oh, you're what we've been waiting for. You're a miracle drag queen and drag daughter. And then it was like, after she felt like I was hooked in, it was like twisted. I started being stonewalled. I started not getting bookings. I've been able to work without a drag mother more than I did with a drag mother, you know? I didn't have to deal with a supposed drag mother making ignorant remarks about how greasy people from my ethnicities are during bingo, because the bingo number rubbed off the ball and the person that used to help with bingo is Italian and he didn't want to go to the club anymore either. It's like, oh, just get the replacement Italian for that job. Just have her stand in the corner. She's not allowed on stage during bingo, but she's going to go around the room and pick up the bingo cards and turn them in. Girl, so toxic. And my friend who's bi, it was sending me messages about how I said their name, about how they used to make remarks about bisexual people and non-binary people. And I'm like, oh, that's very interesting. My drag mother, this was posted right on Facebook, that somebody came to my ex-drag mother and told them that they're not non-binary, and they just say they're non-binary because they get more attention within the community and they make more tips at shows. And it's like, you posted that right on your Facebook. You're posting that you're protecting this person when they said something like that. And then now I think about like, well, all of my experiences, and if I don't talk about them, I'm protecting that too. And I honestly was getting nervous to talk about my experiences because I unfriended people, and months after I had unfriended people, I had just posted a post on my page about some of the like manipulation and toxic behaviors I dealt with. And somebody that I unfriended 8 months prior jumped on my post and was like, you're probably just gonna block me. Yeah, because it's creepy. This rant you posted on my Facebook page was longer than anything you had ever said to me within the year that I had been in the community. So, the fuck. So we're going to put our lasagna in the oven for 20 minutes to start. So there was a last minute show I was booked in, and I was called at noon to be in the show. That was at midnight. So within 12 hours, I put together a whole look. I was rushing, put my song on my flash drive, went to the show because it was a show where only one queen was the host and in the show. And she had COVID, so they needed replacements. So they got me and 3 other queens. And I had prior affairs. I had prior affairs the next day. So after I performed, I was watching Drag Roulette sub, where they just throw on a song and the queens perform. And I was like, okay, let's get out of here. And I forgot to get my flash drive. So I messaged the group chat and my ex-drag mother and was like, I left my flash drive at one of the queens. And my drag mother was like, don't worry, we'll get your flash drive and we'll take care of it for you. It's going to be at the DJ booth whenever you perform next. So cut to like 2 or 3 months. I was finally like, can I please have work? I really need to work. And I was told, anytime you want to work, just contact me by my drag mother. And I was like, but I need to come get my flash drive too. So I was booked. I go to get my flash drive. And the DJ was like, oh, here, and pulls out a Tupperware of different flash drives. And I was looking and I didn't see mine. It was a black flash drive and I even have my name labeled on it. And I was like, it's not here. It was I had no other flash drives to use for my shows. And I wanted the flash drive to be good so the audio quality was good. This flash drive was like $50. So what my booking fee would be sometimes $50 or $40. Sometimes I was only given $24 or $20. And then I would be paid on Venmo and I would say, could I please be paid in cash because I have no way of getting my money off Venmo right now. And I would be paid on Venmo again. So I'm like, my flash drive's not here. So you know what the DJ says? The DJ says, I'm sorry, you could take one of the other ones if you want. So I'm just being me in the moment, not trying to start anything. I'm just like, oh no, it's fine. I'm not going to take a flash drive. Here's my flash drive now for the song. And when I get home, I'm like, wait a minute. And I recount the story to mom. I'm like, and me and mom almost at the same time go, who the fuck did they give my flash drive to then? Oh, you could just take whatever flash drive you want. Are you fucking kidding me? So then when I told my ex-drag mother that the flash drive was missing, she just laughs at me. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, the audacity. And then that one person that jumped on my post and was calling me a liar about everything, she would actually, like, I would be at the bar, standing, just waiting, and like 20 minutes would go by, and she would just keep walking past me, not waiting on me. So then I was just like, what the fuck ever. I started taking my own drinks to the club in my purse. I'm like, whatever, girl. One night I came up and I was in a look and she was like, oh, let me guess, you made that. And I was like, yeah, I did. Well, the belt. Did you make the belt? Oh, no, I got the belt on Amazon. What about the boots? Oh, yeah, I got my knee-high white boots on Amazon, too. Oh, okay. It's still cute, though. I know it's still cute. Girl, like... And that's, like, giggly, laughy stuff that's just happened. There's plenty of more. I mean, I think making a joke about how someone's oily Italian hands rubbed the numbers off the bingo balls, I think that goes a little bit layer deep than just giggly, silly thing that happened, you know? Right on stage in front of a bar full of people. Who has the audacity and wants to say something like that? Like, and I know Italian people who have dry skin, oily skin, combination skin. Hi, I have combination skin, both oily and dry. So depending on where you rub that bingo ball, bitch, number might not come off, excuse me. And I think because of what I was going through with my back, I'm now in a point of like, I do not fucking care. Because I had this one drag sister who would always make remarks about how, ooh, don't lose your footing, don't stumble, because sometimes I would be moving so fast that I would lose my balance or something. And it probably turned out because I was in heels with a curved spine and a bulged disc. And like, I just think back and I'm like, wow, I used to be treated like I was just making up my chronic pain and stuff. And it actually was something. Like, I thought I was going to go to the chiropractor. I mean, my hip were over here and my shoulder was like this. Okay? Don't do it in case I lean back into it. But today I'm not even like that. I'm like, okay. And I think back and I'm like, wow. So I was even extra of a bad bitch. So not only was I just like really good at performing, but I was really good at performing with the fucked up back. Like, damn, go off, Peaches. I want to get 2 gloves because as much as a catastrophe would really ramp up views, I'm not looking to have one. Okay, so what I want to do at this point, what should we name the stove? Because I was going to be like, thanks, Jesse, but we know. Should we name the stove Jesse? My dad, when he got his new place, it has this like alarm system that's like, front door open, back door open, front door closed. And I call her Vanessa, and every time I'm there, I open up the door, and she's like, back door open. I'm like, hey, Vanessa, how you doing, girl? So is this gonna be Jessie? As hard as it is to do, We're gonna wait 10 minutes to let the lasagna cool before we cut into it. Lasagna for your thoughts? Oh gosh. Look who showed up for some lasagna. You know you can't have lasagna. Oh, I'm fighting words, honey. It looks so fucking good. And I still like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I like to use a knife to have lasagna, no matter how soft it is. But especially because the first pasta on top usually does need a little bit of slicing. So good. Almost choked. I'm just trying to eat it. I want it so bad. There's the perfect amount of Italian seasoning in here, just so it works really well with everything. You still get the flavor of the ricotta, the meat, the noodles, and I could definitely differentiate the pizza blend and the ricotta that was cooked together with the meat. I've never had a lasagna that hasn't slid on me unless it was like a frozen lean cuisine one or like a fit and active lasagna. Damn. That's really good. They obliterate it before they eat it. Like, are you feeding a 6-year-old or your grown-ass self? Eat however you want. I'm just joking. Or am I? No. Gosh. Well, it's easy and safe to say my lasagna is 5 out of 5 peaches. It is so good. Like, those layers, though. Is Mom pulling in? Yes. Okay, I'm going to serve her so y'all can see it. So I want to thank you for tuning in. Like, follow, subscribe. Leave a comment if you try this or not. You definitely should try this. It is so good and it's so simple. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye. Peaches, all and everything that you could do.